Tao Te Ching, Chapter 1. The Tao that can be spoken of is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. The nameless is the origin of heaven and earth. The named is the mother of all things. Therefore, remain constantly without desire, to observe its profound mystery. Constantly harbor desire, to observe its subtle portal. These two emerge from the same source, but differ in name. Both are considered deep and profound, profound and ever more profound. This is the gateway to all mysteries. Master Huang Yuanji's commentary. Zushi said, the Tao is like a road. It is shared by all people. In truth, it is the underlying principle that gives birth to the heavens, the earth, humanity, and all living things. Therefore, it is called the Tao. Before heaven and earth were separated, this Tao hung in the great void. After heaven and earth were opened, this Tao resided within the universe. What is this Tao? It exists eternally before heaven and earth, and it will not perish after them. Born before the cosmos, mingling with empty void, it can neither be seen nor heard. Thus, the Supreme Sage said, to speak of the Tao, it is vast yet hidden, truly impossible to express. What can be spoken is merely its outward manifestation, not the true eternal Tao. To speak of its name, it is empty and without substance, truly impossible to name. What can be named is merely its remnant, not the true eternal name. If a person does not understand the Tao, why not look to the classic of poetry? It says, the workings of heaven above have neither sound nor smell, showing that the Tao cannot be spoken of. It also says, the mandate of heaven is profound and unceasing, showing that the Tao cannot be completely without a name. You must realize that within the absolute void, absolute existence remains. Within ultimate emptiness, ultimate reality resides. The true Tao truly cannot be defined by location or direction. Out of compassion to guide the world, the Supreme Sage taught broadly, saying, before the primal chaos showed any sign, there was an undivided whole, completely without form or image. Though called nameless, heaven, earth, humanity, and all things were nurtured within it. Therefore, it is the beginning of heaven and earth. When this stillness endures for a long time, a spark of energetic mechanism moves, and then it can be named. Swirling and harmonizing, a pure state of supreme harmony and primal energy flows through the universe, nourishing all living beings. Therefore, it is the mother of all things. Beginning refers to the embrace of primal energy before the cosmos opened. Mother refers to the birthing and transformation of all things after the cosmos opened. The method of practice. When practitioners first begin their inner work, there is no other technique. Simply sit upright with a unified mind. Let go of all thoughts. Lower the eyelids and turn the gaze inward. Between the heart below and the kidneys above, there seems to be an empty, formless cavity. Let spirit illuminate spirit. Let every breath consistently return here, allowing it to naturally come and go, focusing primarily on coalescing both spirit and energy within this central palace. In no time at all, spirit and energy will fuse into one continuous whole. Then let it settle into a deep, indistinct, unified state, without sparking any sharp conscious thought. Over time, in a state of profound relaxation and trance, you will enter the realm of absolute nothingness. At this moment, you will not know if spirit has entered energy or if energy has returned to spirit. It is a seamless landscape where self, others, earth, and sky vanish. Yet, it is not a state of stupor or unconsciousness. If it were, you would simply become like dead wood or cold ashes. Upon reaching this state, the practitioner should extinguish the restless, moving mind, but not the illuminating, aware mind. Simply be wise, yet appear foolish. Possess intelligence, but do not employ it. Amid this unknowing and unperceiving, suddenly a singular awareness stirs. This is the foundation of the Tai Chi opening. You must understand that within this singular awareness, arising naturally and unattached to any external stimuli, lies your true original awareness. Taoists call this the mystic portal. It exists entirely within the space of an inhalation and an exhalation. Breathing in represents yin, stillness, and nothingness. Breathing out represents yang, movement, and existence. Even within the subtlety of a single breath, the profound portal is found. If a person wishes to cultivate true enlightenment, it is precisely at the moment this singular awareness stirs that a genuine, tangible, completely unthinking, and unpolluted original self exists. Therefore, it is said, heaven and earth possess the single stirring of awareness and give birth to all things. Humanity possesses the single stirring of awareness and forms the golden elixir. However, this spark of awareness is like a flash of lightning or a spark from a flint. It is here in the present moment, but gone in the blink of an eye. The difference is but a fraction of a hair. Practitioners must learn to perceive it clearly in everyday life so they can firmly grasp it when the moment arrives. Since ancient times, the great awakened ones have achieved their state through nothing more than the accumulation of these moments of pure awareness. When practitioners begin their work, if they do not start with without desire and with desire, observing the mystery and observing the portal, what else can they use as their foundation? Nevertheless, nothingness and existence, mystery and portal are nothing more than yin stillness and yang movement, one energy dividing into two and two energies returning again to one. When stillness endures and turns to motion, existence is born from nothingness. This is called the birth of the single Yang. When movement reaches its peak, returns to stillness, existence reverts to nothingness. This is called returning to the root. Ultimately, both are simply the yin and yang divided from the single Tai Chi. Though they have different names, they emerge from the same source. The Supreme Sage calls this the profound. Profound implies deep and far-reaching. If practitioners wish to attain this profound Tao, they must become still and ever more still, centered and ever more centered, until within there is a seamless void without event. This is remaining without desire to observe the mystery. It is one profound state. And when the inner energy stirs, though there is knowing, do not give rise to the concept of knowing. Though there is a movement, do not harbor the thought of movement. Keep a unified mind without a second thought arising. This is having desire to observe the portal. This is another profound state. As for profound and ever more profound, it is truly the place where one returns to the root. What else could it be but the gateway to all mysteries? It is a pity that ordinary people possess this profound portal, but do not know how to cultivate it directly. Thus, it opens and closes in an instant, continually depleting until it is exhausted. The realized ones, however, when the mystic portal opens, lock their gaze upon it, firmly grasp it, and nurture it with careful preservation, never letting it leave them for even an instant. Thus, they journey directly to the Supreme Source and become great awakened immortals. The foundational work lies within this single mystic portal. In the very first chapter, the Supreme Sage points out the nameless and the named, observing the mystery and observing the portal. This clearly shows that the essence of cultivating the Tao relies entirely on this mystic portal. Without it, there can be no progress. Therefore, the opening 4 lines explain the root of the great Tao. It is truly without form or shape, beyond thoughts and exhaustive study. At the beginning, before heaven and earth opened, there was a vast formless chaos, without any clues, just like a person cultivating direct stillness. At the moment, heaven and earth suddenly parted. Stillness reached its peak and turned into motion, a sudden awakening. Just like a person sensing the movement of energy, which forms the starting foundation of the inner practice. However, this occurs in the blink of an eye. Without the pearl of wisdom and the sword of clarity, it cannot be grasped. In short, the very place where a thought arises is the mystic female. It is truly the point where heaven and earth are created. Since ancient times, no immortal has ever achieved realization without utilizing this mechanism of a single stirring awareness. He also said, without desire, observe the mystery. With desire, observe the portal. These two, one moving, one still, are roots of each other. Hence, they emerge from the same source but have different names. Anything with a physical form can be pondered, measured, and calculated. But this profound portal is existence within nothingness, and nothingness within existence. It truly cannot be described by location or shape. Even if one's words flow like a waterfall, one cannot truly express a single word of it. Therefore, it is called the profound of the profound. Practitioners should not merely view it as something obscure or dark, failing to thoroughly investigate its actual grounding. If you can find its true and precise location here, what others view as a vague trance will become a solid, tangible anchor for you. Over time, whatever you touch will spring to life, and every action will align perfectly with the Tao.